Good morning, students. We are successfully completed mass spectrometry of your second semester of fourth paper. After with 7 video lectures, I think you all are learned mass spectrometry very well. Now, from today onwards, we will study about nuclear magnetic resonance spectroscopy. Nuclear magnetic resonance spectroscopy. That is NMR spectroscopy. Now in our second semester, you have to study under nuclear magnetic spectroscopy. You have to study about the proton nuclear magnetic resonance spectroscopy, proton nuclear magnetic resonance spectroscopy, and 19 fluorine magnetic resonance spectroscopy, 19 fluorine NMR spectroscopy. Similarly, the 31 phosphorus NMR spectroscopy. So in your second semester, nuclear magnetic resonance spectroscopy unit, that includes the study of proton NMR, study of fluorine NMR, similarly study of phosphorus NMR. Now in your first semester, we have thoroughly discussed about the basic principles of nuclear magnetic resonance as well as the principle of proton nuclear magnetic resonance and the proton NMR spectroscopy in the first semester. In continuation from first semester, we have to study again the proton NMR spectroscopy for its second order NMR. There are two types of NMR, first order and second order. Now first order completed in the first semester NMR, proton NMR. Now we have to learn about the second order proton NMR spectroscopy. Before going to study detailedly, now we would discuss about the syllabus. So your syllabus has 3 topics: proton magnetic resonance spectroscopy, that includes the nomenclature of proton nuclei, and we have to study some examples under first order and second order NMR spectroscopy after nomenclature, and then we have to study about the simplification techniques in order to simplify the complex NMR spectrum or second order NMR spectrum, and the second order NMR spectrum has some applications that includes the discrimination of enantiomeric mixture, followed by we have to study about fluorine NMR and phosphorus NMR. So similar to proton NMR, the both fluorine and proton NMR have the same NMR principle. The only difference is absorption frequency. The remaining part is same. So we will discuss later. Now I am going to start a class with proton NMR spectroscopy. Proton NMR spectroscopy. Proton NMR spectroscopy. Now the first topic is designation. Designation of nuclei. Designation of spin active nuclei, nothing but it is a nomenclature. It is a nomenclature. It is a nomenclature. Designation of nuclei is nothing but it is a nomenclature. Now, a simple nomenclature in order to designate each set of protons in a molecule will be described by Poppels, called as Poppels notations. Called as Poppels notation. A simple nomenclature in order to designate each set of coupled protons. Each set of coupled protons in a molecule, the Poppel has described some notations called as Poppels notation. Now these the nomenclature is exclusively based on, the nomenclature will be designed based on the absorption frequency difference between the coupled protons as well as the coupling constant. So the nomenclature is exclusively based on the absorption frequency difference between the sets of protons in a molecule with respect to their coupling constant. So we will discuss later. Now coming to the Popple's notation. According to Popple's notation, if a sets of protons which are in coupling, according to Popple's notation, a sets of protons in a molecule which are under coupling or which are in coupling or they are coupled with each other and separated by large frequency difference. A sets of protons in a molecule coupled with each other and separated by large frequency difference, or a sets or their frequency difference is not comparable with the J value. Their frequency difference is not comparable with their J value. For example, you take CH3OH, methyl alcohol, where there are two sets of proton, CH3 set and OH proton. Now these two are coupled with each other. CH3 when coupled with OH proton, 1 plus 1 it appears as a doublet. When OH proton coupled with CH3, 1 plus 3 appear as a quartet. So OH proton appear as a quartet. Now the frequency values are 1.2 for CH3, 1.7 for CH3 proton and 5.3 for OH proton. So these are the absorption frequency values. Now the difference in the absorption frequency, that is delta nu. Difference in the absorption frequency, that is delta nu, is equal to 5.3 minus 1.7, that become equal to 3.6 ppm. 3.6 ppm. Do you observe the absorption frequency difference between the CH3 proton and OH proton is too large? The difference is 3.6 ppm. It is too large. And again, in other words, if the frequency difference is not comparable with their J value, you see, in the spectrum of methyl chloride, the OH appearing as a quartet, CH3 appearing as a doublet, with 1.7 ppm, 5.3 ppm. The difference between these two is known as delta nu. Absorption frequency difference, that is delta nu, will be 3.6 ppm. Now the coupling constant. What is coupling constant? The frequency difference between any two lines within one multiplet signal is a constant. This constant distance is called as coupling constant. We thoroughly, or we in detail, we studied in our first semester. So this is the coupling constant, J value. Now you see, the frequency difference is too large, whereas the coupling constant is too small. Therefore, these two are not comparable. Now coming to Popple's notation. According to Popple's notation, if the coupled protons, these two are coupled with each other, if the coupled protons are separated by large frequency difference, or their frequency difference is not comparable with the J value, in that cases, every set of coupled proton will be designated with a letter A, letter M and letter X. So if the frequency difference is too large, according to Popple's notation, we have to use letter A, letter M, letter X to designate each set of coupled protons. Letter A, letter M, letter X to designate each set of coupled proton. Is it clear? Now, reverse. If so, this is the first notation. When the frequency difference is too large, so we have to use letter AMX to designate every set of coupled proton. Now, if the frequency difference between the coupled proton is small, too small, it is less, or the frequency difference is comparable with their J value, For example, you take Cl, CH2, CH2Br, chlorobromo ethane. Now 3.9 for CH2Br, 4.0 for CH2Cl. Now CH2, CH2 both are in coupling, appear as a triplet and triplet. So there are two triplets appear in their NMR spectrum. One triplet, another triplet. You observe one at 3.9, the other at 4.0. What will be the difference in the frequency? That is delta nu, frequency difference between the two sets of coupled proton. Delta nu is equal to 0.1 ppm. 0.1 ppm. It is too small. The frequency difference is too small for this example. Now, coming to the J value. This is the J value. Between these two lines, J value, you can observe the frequency difference value is comparable with the J value. They are nearly equal. So in this case, letter A, letter B, letter C to be used to designate each set of coupled proton. A letter, capital A letter, capital B letter, capital C letter. So ABC letters to be used to designate each set of coupled protons. So these are the two conditions. If the frequency difference is large between the coupled proton, then we have to use letter A, letter M, letter X for designating each set of coupled proton. If the frequency difference between the coupled sets of proton is too small, then letter A, letter B, letter C to be used to designate every set of coupled proton. Is it clear? Now, coming to the second notation. Now, according to the Popple, in both cases, either more frequency difference or less frequency difference, under AMX or under ABC, in both cases, A letter to be used always to designate a set of coupled proton with higher delta value. A letter to be used to designate a set of coupled proton with higher delta value. For example, we have just now discussed about CH3OH. Now, 1.4 for this, 5.2 for this. Now, between the two sets of coupled proton, OH proton has more delta value, hence to be designated with letter A. So letter A to be used to designate with a delta value of a proton which is high. Then the third notation. The number of protons in each set. Number of protons in each set to be designated with a subscript number. subscript to be used, subscript to be used to denote or to designate the number of protons in each set under letter AMX or under letter ABC. So this is called as Popple's notation for naming or for nomenclature of a nuclei under the coupled system. So in brief, number 1, if the frequency difference between the coupled proton is too large, letter A, letter M, letter X to be used. If the frequency difference between the coupled proton is too small, A, B, C letter to be used to designate each set of coupled protons. Then letter A to be used always to designate with a set of proton with higher delta value. Number 3, the number of hydrogen present existed in each set is designated with a subscript. So we should use a subscript number. Let us study some example for easy understanding about the nomenclature. Now, CH3, CH2, Br, whatever it may be. Now this is an example. Now CH3, CH2 and Br, where CH3 appear as 1.0, CH2 appear as 3.9. Now the frequency difference between these two is too large. Delta nu is large. Now CH3, CH2 both are in coupling. When CH3 coupled with CH2, this appear as triplet, 1 plus 2 triplet. CH2 when coupled with CH3, 1 plus 3, it appear as quartet. A triplet signal, a quartet signal is appeared. A quartet signal for CH2 proton, a triplet signal for CH3 proton. A triplet for CH3 proton. Now this is at 1.0, this is at 3.9. Now delta nu is large. The difference in the frequency is large. Is it clear? Now this is the example with a larger frequency difference between the coupled sets of proton. Now under this condition, we should use what letter? Letter A, letter M, letter X to designate each set of protons. Now letter A to be used to designate with a proton with high delta value. So in between these two, 3.9 will be the higher delta value. Therefore CH2 protons are designated with a letter A. Is it clear? Now in the case of a molecule which consisting only two sets, then we should use the first letter and last letter, leaving a middle letter, that is M. So for the two sets of proton, we should use letter A for one set of proton, the letter X to the other set of proton. If there are three sets of proton, so one should be designated with A, the other should be designated with M, the other last should be designated with X. So always the X letter is to be used to designate with a proton of lower delta value. So high delta value with A letter, lower delta value with X letter, the moderate in between the delta value acquire letter M. Now here only two sets of protons are in coupling. So higher delta value A letter is used. For the designation of CH3 proton, we should use X letter. X letter. So CH3 proton is designated with X letter because it has lower delta value. Now CH2 proton is designated with A letter because it has higher delta value. Now this is the first condition. What is the second condition? This is the second condition. What is the third condition? Number of hydrogens, number of protons in each set to be designated with a subscript. That is, CH2 proton has CH2 group has 2 protons. Therefore, subscript to be used, it become A2. And CH3 group has 3 protons. So X become 3. Subscript 3 to be used. Now the whole system become A2X3 system. A2X3 system. A2X3 system. Is it clear? So a simple nomenclature, it is described based on the frequency difference between the coupled sets of protons by the Pople. So according to Pople, if the frequency difference is large, letter A, letter M, letter X to be used to designate every set of protons. If there are only 2 sets under this condition, then we use letter A and letter X, not M. If there are 3, then we use letter A, letter M and letter X for designating every set of proton. So the number of the A letter always to be used to designate with a proton, with a set of proton with higher delta value, and the number of hydrogens to be designated with a subscript. A very simple nomenclature, where CH2 group has 2 protons, therefore it becomes A2. Where CH3 has 3 protons, therefore it becomes X3. So the total system becomes A2X3 system. A2X3 system. This is A, this is X signal. A has 2 protons, X has 3 protons. So whole become A2X3. A2X3 system. Now now you take another example. For example, Cl, CH2, CH2, Br. Now a triplet signal for CH2, triplet signal for CH2. This is 3.9, this is 4.0. The frequency difference between these two is too small. Delta nu is equal to 0.1 ppm. 0.1 ppm. There are 2 signals very close to each other. One triplet, second triplet. The difference is only 0.1. Delta nu will be 0.1 ppm. Is it clear? Now under this condition, we should use, where the frequency difference is less, therefore we should use letter A, letter B and letter C. So for this example, we should follow ABC letters for designating. A is assigned to a proton of higher delta value. In between these 2 sets, CH2Cl has higher delta value, that is 4.0. Therefore, the CH2Cl to be designated with letter A. Now another CH2. Now there are 2 sets of proton. The CH2Br with a lower delta value. In between these 2, it has a lower delta value. So it is designated with B letter. So ABC is to be used. Now coming to the CH2 group has 2 protons. Therefore it becomes A2. Another CH2Br also has 2 protons. It becomes B2. The whole become A2 B2 system. A2 B2 system. Now AB stands for very closeness, whereas AX stands for far away from each other. Are you following? Say AX indicated a 2 sets of proton. Set A is far away from X set. There is a larger difference. So alpha in alphabetical order, letter A, letter X, in between these 2 there is a larger, there are n number of other letters are occupied, so there is a larger difference. Now coming to AB. AB stands for a set of A, set of B are very close to each other, where in the alphabetical order A, B are adjacent to each other. So where they are very close, the letters are very close. Therefore, we should follow the same thing. So this molecule, the whole system become A2, B2 system. Now this is A proton with A set of signal with 2 proton. This is B proton with B signal with 2 protons. So this is about nomenclature. Is it clear? Now coming to another topic, first order NMR spectrum. Coming to first order NMR spectrum. Now we have to study in detail about first order and second order NMR spectrum. Before going to that, first we should learn about first order NMR spectrum. Now in a molecule, the protons which are in coupling. In a molecule, the protons which are in coupling, if separated by large frequency difference, in that case, letter A, if separated by large frequency difference, or in other words, if the frequency the ratio of frequency difference between the coupled sets of proton with their coupling constant, if it is greater than 6, that is a sets of protons in a molecule which are in coupling and separated by large frequency difference, or their frequency difference is not comparable with their J value, that is the ratio of delta nu divided by J, if it is greater than 6. If it is greater than 6. Are you following? So a frequency difference, if it is large between the coupled sets of proton, or the ratio of frequency difference between the coupled proton with respect to their J value, if it is greater than 6. So under this condition, we should use letter A, letter M, letter X. Letter A, letter M, letter X. Now A letter is to be used with a set of proton with high delta value. High delta value. A is to be used with a set of proton of high delta value. Is it clear? Now the number of protons are designated with subscript. The number of protons will be designated with a subscript number. Is it clear? Now any molecule, in any molecule where the ratio of frequency difference between the coupled proton with respect to the J value, if it is greater than 6. Now the spectrum of those molecules are called as first order NMR spectrum. In any molecule, for any molecule where the frequency difference of coupled proton with respect to the J value, if it is greater than 6, then the spectrums for those molecules are called as first order. First order NMR spectrum. Now any molecule which obey this rule comes under first order NMR. First order, or those molecules can be able to appear with a first order NMR spectrum. Is it clear? It is a very simple phenomena. What is first order NMR spectrum? The coupling the frequency difference divided by J, if it is greater than 6, then the spectrums of those molecules are called as first order NMR spectrum. For example, let us study some examples. Let us study some examples. For example, you take CH3, CH2, Cl, CH3, CH2, Cl. Now, the delta values are lying like 1.1, 4.9, CH3 1.1, CH2 4.9. These two are in coupling. CH3 appear as a triplet, CH2 appear as a quartet. You listen clearly. One triplet, one quartet appear. The delta value for CH3 1.1, delta value for CH2 proton is 4.9. Now, J value for CH3 proton coupled with CH2 proton, J CH3 CH2 is equal to 9.0 CPS. 9.0 CPS when recorded it in 60 megahertz instrument. When recorded, the J value between the CH3 proton and CH2 proton is 9.0 cycles per second CPS when it is recorded in 60 megahertz instrument. About the instrumental frequency were discussed or completed in your first semester. So no need to go for again in detail. Now, this is the condition. Now coming to calculate whether their delta nu divided by J is greater than 6 or less than 6. Now, delta nu between the CH3 proton and CH2 proton, frequency difference between CH3 and CH2 proton is equal to 4.9 minus 1.1. 4.9 minus 1.1, that become equal to 3.8 ppm. 3.8 ppm. So the difference in the frequency, absorption frequency, is 3.8 ppm. Now the J values are given in the cycles per second unit, but we have a difference value in the ppm units, as we have plotted the NMR spectrum as a function of absorption frequency on x-axis and intensity of absorption on y-axis, where the absorption frequencies were measured in ppm. So the difference is 3.8 ppm, but the J values are given under CPS units. Now, to convert a ppm units into a cycles per second CPM units, we should multiply the ppm value with the instrumental frequency. So what we are going to do, we have to convert ppm units into cycles per second. For that, we have to simply multiply the ppm units with an instrument frequency, that is 3.8 into instrument frequency is the 60 megahertz into 60. Is it clear? Is equal to 228. It become equal to 228. 180 and then 180 plus 48, 220. It become 228. 228 CPS. 228 CPS. Is it clear? Now what we are going to do? We are going to calculate the frequency difference between the CH3 and CH2 protons. CH3 proton, CH2 delta nu CH3 CH2 is equal to 4.9 minus 1.1. So the difference is 3.8 in ppm. So we are going to convert a ppm units into CPS unit. For that we are multiplying with instrument frequency. 3.8 is the difference in the frequency between the CH3 CH2 proton, into 60 will be the instrumental frequency. So 3.8 into 60, it become 228 in cycles per second units. Now let us calculate delta nu between CH3, delta nu divided by J value, delta nu divided by J value. Now delta nu divided by J value, it become delta nu is 228 CPS, delta nu is 228 CPS, J value is given already 9.0, 9.0. Let us, it become equal to 48. It become equal to greater than 25, greater than 25. So you observe delta nu divided by J is equal to greater than 25. This is the value, greater than 6, greater than 6. The value is greater than 6. 25 will be the greater than 6. So delta nu, we have already studied that delta nu divided by J, if it is greater than 6, so we obtained the value greater than 6. Therefore therefore we should use letter AMX, we should use AMX system. Now in between the two sets of proton, only under this condition, when we get the value greater than 6, then we use AMX system to designate. Now in between these two, this is the set with higher delta value, therefore it is A, therefore it is A. Now it is designated with A. Now this is the lower delta value. Just now we discussed about if there are two sets of proton, then we should use only two letters, first letter and last letter. Now this is the second set of proton, we should use X letter, X letter. Now A set of protons has 2 hydrogens, therefore it is A2. Now CH3 group has 3 protons, therefore the X become X3, A2 X3 system. Now the system, the whole system become A2 X3 system, A2 X3 system, and it obeys delta nu divided by J is greater than 6, therefore it is first order. Therefore it is first order. Is it clear? So delta nu divided by J, if we got greater than 6, then the spectrum comes under first order. The system is A2X3, first order. Now this indicated, AX indicated, there are two sets of protons in a molecule, one consisting of 2 hydrogens only, the other set contain 3 hydrogens, therefore A2X3 system. Now the spectrum comes under first order. Now coming to the spectrum. The spectrum for the same molecule. Now where the CH2 proton appear as a quartet, CH2 proton appear as a quartet, CH3 appear as a triplet. CH3, CH2, Cl, A2X3, A2X3 system, first order. Now we are going to present the first order spectrum for the molecule. Now this is the spectrum for ethyl chloride. Now this is a quartet signal for CH2, triplet signal for CH3 protons. Is it clear? Now this is A set of proton, this is for X set of proton, A has 2 hydrogen, X has 3 hydrogen, A to X3 system. Now this is the spectrum for a molecule. Now coming to all the first order NMR spectrum. All the first order NMR spectrums will obey a simple multiplicity rule. All the first order NMR spectrums can follow a simple multiplicity rule, that is n+1 rule. The multiplicity for every signal for first order spectrum must be according to n+1 rule. So the first order spectrums follow multiplicity for their multiplicity according to n+1 rule. Similarly, all the first order spectrum where the signals should follow are applicable a simple intensity rule. Simple intensity rule. Now, every first order spectrum will follow simple multiplicity rule and simple intensity rule, where the simple multiplicity rule will comes under n+1. So every multiplet signal appear in accordance with n+1 rule. Now a simple intensity rule. What is intensity rule? Intensity rule we discussed in the first semester according to Pascal triangle. According to Pascal triangle, that is, what is Pascal triangle? If the signal is appear as a singlet, the intensity will be 1. If the signal is appear as a doublet, the intensity will be 1:1. If it is appear as a triplet, the intensity should be 1:2:1. If it is quartet, then the intensity should be 1:3:3:1. If it is quintet, the intensity should be 1:4:6:4:1. This is Pascal triangle, which we are discussed in your first semester. No need to go for detail, called as simple intensity rule. So every first order NMR spectrum where a simple multiplicity rule, that is n+1 rule, and a simple intensity rule, that is Pascal triangle, will be applicable. So the signals are according to n+1 rule, the intensity will be according to Pascal triangle. So we should draw in that way. So this is about first order NMR spectrum. Let us discuss some other examples under first order spectrum. Now you take ethyl alcohol, CH3CH2OH, ethyl alcohol. Now where the CH3 appear with 1.0, CH2 appear with 4.2, OH appear with 5.6 ppm. These are the delta values for respective protons. Now CH3 coupled with CH2, 1+2, it become appear as a triplet. CH2 coupled with both CH3 proton as well as with OH proton, 3 + 1 4, so it appear as a quintet. 1 + 4 quintet. OH coupled only with CH2 proton, 1 + 2, it become a triplet. 1 + 2, it become a triplet. So this is the absorption frequency. These are the multiplicities. Now J value, coming to J value. The J value for coupling between CH3, CH2 proton, when these two are coupled, J CH3 CH2 is equal to 8.0 CPS. 8.0 CPS. Similarly, the J value for CH2 proton coupled with OH, CH2OH coupling. So CH3 CH2 coupling is different from CH2OH coupling. So CH3 CH2 coupling resulted 8.0 J value for CH2OH is equal to 5.0 CPS. 5.0 CPS. This is in 60 megahertz instrument. This is under 60 megahertz. The J values are under, when recorded, under 60 megahertz instrument. Now coming to calculation. Now the frequency difference, that is delta nu, between CH3 and CH2 proton. Delta nu between CH3 and CH2 proton, that equal to CH2 4.2 CH3 1.0 minus 1.0. So we will get 3.2 ppm difference. 3.2 ppm, that is the difference in the absorption frequency between CH3 and CH2, that is in ppm unit. So we have to transform into CPS by multiplying with instrument frequency. Therefore delta nu CH3, so that is 3.2 into 60 megahertz instrument. This become equal to 192 CPS. 192 CPS. Is it clear? Now delta nu frequency difference between CH3 CH2 proton divided by J value between CH3 CH2 proton. This is frequency difference divided by J between CH3 CH2 proton is equal to what is the difference? Frequency what is the frequency difference? 3.2 into 60 is equal to, this is the frequency difference, 3.2 in ppm multiplied with 60 instrument frequency to get 192 switch. So difference will be 192 CPS. 192 divided by what will be the J value for CH3 CH2? Here it is given, that is 8.0. Between these two, the J value will be 8.0 CPS. 8.0 CPS. So it become greater than 6. Greater than 6. Therefore first order. So the spectrum of CH3 CH2 in the ethyl alcohol comes under first order. Why it is first order? Because its frequency difference ratio with respect to the coupling constant is greater than 6. When the value is greater than 6, just now we discussed, it comes under first order. Therefore it is first order. Is it clear? Now let us calculate what will be the order between CH2 and OH proton. So this is for CH3 CH2 protons. Now coming to the frequency difference between CH2 OH proton is equal to OH 5.6 CH2 4.2 minus 4.2, that equal to 1.4 ppm. The difference between these two sets of proton is 1.4 ppm. Is it clear? Now 1.4 into, again it should also multiply with instrument. 1.4 into 60. 1.4 into 60 is equal to, again greater than, sorry, it become 84 CPS. The frequency difference between CH2 OH become equal to 84 CPS. Then delta nu CH2 OH, frequency difference between CH2 OH divided by J value between CH2 OH is equal to, the difference is 84. The J value between CH2 OH is 5.0. 84 divided by 5. Again it become equal to greater than 6. the value is greater than 6. When the value is greater than 6, what happens? It becomes first order. It become first order. Is it clear? So in this way we should calculate for first order spectrum. For second order there is another principle. If the delta nu divided by j is less than 6, that comes under second order. Now its spectrum. Now coming to designate. First, before going to spectrum, we should designate. Now if the value is delta nu divided by j, if it is greater than 6, comes under first order. For first order we should use A letter, M letter and X letter. Now there are 3 sets of proton, therefore we should use the 3 letters. Now A to be assigned for higher delta proton. This is A. X is for delta value with lower delta value proton. So 1.0 will be the lower, therefore it is X. Now 4.2 will be the value in between 1.0 and 5.6. Therefore we should assign in between letter between A and X. What is the in between letter? That is M. That is M. Is it clear? Now A has 1. When a set consisting of only one proton, no need to designate specifically with one letter. You leave A letter as it is. Now the CH2, now OH has only one proton, no need to designate with a subscript. Now the CH2 set has 2 protons, therefore M should be designated with 2. The CH3 group has a 3 proton, therefore X to be designated with 3. X to be designated with 3. What happens? The whole become A M2 X3 system. A M2 X3 system, first order. Whole molecule is appear with a first order spectrum. Just now we find it. It is a first order. Delta nu divided by j is greater than between CH3 CH2 and also greater than 6 between CH2 OH. Therefore the whole become first order spectrum. The spectrum of ethyl alcohol is first order. Then so during the drawing of a spectrum for first order, we should remember the multiplicity is according to n+1 rule. The intensity should be follow according to Pascal triangle. Now first OH signal as a triplet, we should draw its signal with 3 lines of 1:2:1. 1, 2 and 1. 1:2:1 intensity. Now CH2 proton, middle CH2 proton has quintet. 1, 2, 1:4:6:4:1. Now if it is 5 lines, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lines for CH2. When there are 5 lines, the intensity should be 1:4:6:4:1. 1:4:6:4:1. The last one, CH3 proton as a triplet. 1, 2 and 3. Its intensity should be 1:2:1. Now you observe where the multiplicity, every signal multiplicity is according to n+1 rule. A triplet, 1+2 triplet, n+1 rule is applicable. Now this is quintet, 3 + 1 4, 4 + 1 quintet. Again n+1 rule is applied for CH2. A CH3 triplet, 1+2 proton, it coupled with the 2 sets of its adjacent. So 1+2 it become triplet. So the CH3 also follow n+1 rule. So n+1 rule is applied. Coming to intensity, a triplet for CH2 proton, a triplet for OH is appear exactly 1:2:1. A quintet appear with 1:4:6:4:1. Again a triplet appear with 1:2:1. A simple intensity rules are also followed. Now this is A, this is M, this is X. M has 2 proton, X has 3 proton. So it becomes a M2X3 system. This is about first order spectrum of ethyl alcohol. Is it clear? Now, coming to another example. Alpha chloropropionic acid, CH3, CH, COOH, COOH, chlorine, alpha chloropropionic acid. The delta values are 1.1 for CH3, CHCl, the delta value is 4.4. OH proton appear at 11.4. These are the delta values. CH3 1.1, CH 4.4, COOH proton, carboxylic acid proton, we know it always appear at 11, nearly 11.0, that is 11.4 ppm. These are the delta value. Now coming to multiplicity. The CH3 proton coupled only with its adjacent CH proton, 1 plus 1 doublet. 1 plus 1 doublet. Now CH proton coupled with CH3 proton, 1 plus 3 quartet. A CH appear as quartet. Now CH proton will not coupled with OH proton, as it is separated by more than 3 bonds. It is far away and more than 3 bonds. Now the OH proton is not under coupling and appear as a singlet. Is it clear? Now coming to J value. JCH3 proton coupling with CH is equal to 6.0 ppm. Sorry, CPS. 6.0 CPS. CH3 CH coupling, the J value, JCH3 CH is 6.0 cycles per second under 60 megahertz instrument. In the 60 megahertz instrument, let us calculate whether it is first order or not. Frequency difference between CH3 CH proton is equal to 4.4 for CH proton, 1.1 for CH3. 4.4 minus 1.1, that equal to 3.3 ppm. 3.3 ppm. Is it clear? Now the ppm should be converted into cycles per second, as the J values are given under CPS units by multiplying with instrument frequency. So 3.3 into 60 megahertz instrument frequency, it become equal to 198 CPS. 198 CPS. Is it clear? Now delta nu for CH3 CH proton divided by J value between CH3 CH proton is equal to 198 CPS difference. J value is 6.0. 6.0, it become greater than 6. Is it clear? Now when it is, the value is greater than 6, it become first order. When the value is greater than 6, it become first order. Is it clear? Now coming to OH proton. Now you all should remember any set of a proton in a molecule. any set of proton in a molecule which is not under coupling or uncoupled proton. For that, there is no nomenclature. For an uncoupled proton, if present in a molecule, there is no nomenclature. It appear as a singlet, simply it appear, however its signal is present and appear as a singlet, but there is no nomenclature. Hence, no need to designate a proton with a singlet signal with any letter. That is, nomenclature is designed only for coupled protons. Is it clear? So, once again, the nomenclature is designed only for a coupled proton, not for uncoupled proton. Uncoupled proton simply appear as a singlet. There is no need to designate with any letter. So, we should designate only a coupled sets of proton to get its nomenclature. Is it clear? Now, in this case, the COOH proton is not coupling with any other. Therefore, there is no nomenclature, no need to calculate delta nu divided by J value greater than 6. So, when there is no nomenclature, there is no need to calculate. Whatever it may be, it may appear as a singlet. Now, this is about first order, remember. Now, coming to the spectrum. Now, when there is a first order, when the molecule comes under first order, so we should follow, while presenting its spectrum, we should follow simple multiplicity rule as well as simple intensity rule. That is, a signal for COOH proton as a singlet at 11.4 ppm, 11.4 ppm. For CH proton as a quartet, 1:3:3:1, 1 3 3 1. This is quartet at 4.4 ppm. At 4.4 ppm. Is it clear? Now for CH3 it is doublet. One is to 1 at 1.1 ppm. So this is the spectrum of alpha chloropropionic acid, where this is the singlet signal. It has no designation. Now this is the quartet signal, and according to n+1 it appear as a quartet with 1:3:3:1. According to n+1 rule, the CH3 appear as a doublet as it coupled only with its adjacent CH proton. Therefore it is doublet. The doublet should be 1:1. This is the doublet signal. The doublet is with 1:1. So simple n+1 rule, simple intensity rule were followed. Then designation. Now only two sets of protons are in coupling, comes under first order. Therefore we should use letter A and letter X. No need to go for M letter. Now CH proton, just now I discussed about there is no designation of a proton which are uncoupled. So this is the proton uncoupled in the molecule. There is no designation specifically for this proton. However, signal is appeared. Now coming to these two are under coupling. Now this proton with higher delta value comes under A, letter A. Now these are the proton with lower delta value designated with letter X. Letter X. A has one proton. In the previous example of ethyl alcohol, we discussed if there is only one proton under coupling, no need to designate separately with subscript. So it has one proton. Therefore, we are not using any subscript. Now this set has 3 protons. Therefore, X to be subscripted with 3. So the whole become, now this is A set of proton. A CH proton is A set of proton. CH3 proton is X set of proton. X has 3 proton. The whole system become AX3 system, the whole system become AX3 system of first order. AX3 system of first order. Is it clear? So this is about the first order NMR spectrum. You remember simply about the nomenclature. If the frequency difference is large between the coupled proton, use letter A, letter M, letter X to designate every set of coupled proton. If the frequency difference is too small, then we should use letter A, letter B, letter C to designate each set of coupled proton. Now, letter A always to be assigned to a set of proton with lower delta value. Is it clear? Number of proton in each set under coupling should be designated with a subscript. Now, a nomenclature is designed only for a coupled proton, not for uncoupled proton. So this is briefly about nomenclature. Now coming to first order, you simply remember any molecule that comes under frequency difference between the coupled proton with their coupling constant, the ratio delta nu divided by J, if the ratio is greater than 6, it comes under first order. Is it clear? Delta nu divided by J, if it is 6, greater than 6, then the spectrum must be first order. Those molecule spectrum must be first order. So this is about nomenclature and first order NMR spectrum. Now in the next class, in the second lecture, this is my first video lecture. In the second lecture, we will discuss about second order spectrum. So you have two types, first order and second order NMR spectrum. The total second semester syllabus is based on only second order. So whatever the first order spectrum just now we discussed, you already learned in your first semester. Now in the second semester, the syllabus is based on second order NMR spectrum. In the next class, we will discuss about second order NMR. What is second order NMR spectrum? What are the complications to study with the second order NMR spectrum regarding the molecular information, and what we have to do to overcome the complications observed for in a second order spectrum, followed by its application. So this is the syllabus of second semester NMR. With this, I conclude my lecture. Thank you.